me to shine. Yeah, all the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Yeah, this is history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. This crazy. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. Ain't no mysteries, baby. We making history lately. Yeah, cause we the rookies of the year. All I see is devils in my real. Yeah, we making history, baby. This is history, baby. Listen to Diana Ross singing with the Supreme. From rock being the president, you know what I mean. This that Moses using the staff and part in the scene. This mic hitting the moon while Billy Jean up on the screen. Like, good ain't good enough. The snakes ain't drilling us. Focus, baby, you on that woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff. Put me in the Guinness book, you made me this crazy. Ay, it's just history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Made me this crazy. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. Yeah, ain't no mysteries, baby. We making history lately. Yeah, cause we the rookies of the year. All I see is devils in my real. Yeah, we making history, baby. This is history, baby. All I know is I got it. Just give me a dime in my pocket. Hey, we making history, baby. This is history, baby. Yeah. All I know is I got it. Just give me a dime in my pocket. Hey, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. Yeah. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Yeah, it's just history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. This crazy. Yeah, we make history, baby. Making history, baby. Yeah, ain't no mystery, baby. We make history, baby. Yeah, cause we're the rookies, all I see is devils in my room. Yeah, we making history, baby. It's history,
Time to get up and get ready for the hot morning show. Yeah. It's the WakeBake and coffee morning show. Live with Georgia first. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing you most and ready show live. We bring hot news and a whole lot of love, baby. Look, sit back and ride, baby, and call morning show. Host, George first. Yo, good morning. Have a good one, Fred. Welcome to the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show, man. We're here, we're alive. Somewhat. We're here. But I thank God for being alive this morning. How about yourself? Do you thank God for being alive this morning? If so, and if you haven't given God praise for being alive this morning, this is your opportunity. Yeah. So this is your opportunity to give God thanks for being alive this morning. I'm grateful for being up. I don't know about you. I'm grateful for the First Lady. I'm grateful for our children. I'm grateful for our parents. Grateful for everything. You can close it all the way.
I'm grateful too.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm grateful to be here too. You know, hey, one of these days I'm gonna sit in with you guys. I think I'm kind of smart. I could be kind of dumb, but we're gonna figure that out one day. But I'm grateful to be able to speak to this gentleman face to face some days, because some days he just makes my daggone day.
You know what? I'm glad that's recorded, because I might have to use that as a promo. This guy. So how's everybody doing this morning, man? Welcome to the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show. We are live. We are here. We are turned up, as the young folks say. So I'm grateful to be here, man. I'm thankful for each and every one of y'all. We got a good show. Got a good show. Somewhat of a good show. Somewhat of a good show. Okay. We gonna have a good show, despite all the skipping and backbiting. Why are we echoing? Let me cut you down some. The mix is down. Might have to cut the mix up a little bit. Don't understand why we echoing. Let me move the mono. Right. Hi. How's everybody doing? I don't understand why we echoing. Why we got an echo going on? What is it that let me mute that. Oh, this is why we got an echo. Good. Mama Queen ain't on today. So let's cut that echo off. So we here, man. I thank y'all for tuning in, rocking out with us today. I am grateful. I am blessed to be here. Make sure that y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. When the subscribe button come up, make sure you hit the bell. Because if you hit the bell, then we'll be good to go. Then you can know when we coming on. And soon we'll have all of this streaming stuff done. I don't understand why YouTube being mean to us today. But it's okay. We're going to keep rocking on out. So, with that being said, apparently y'all can hear me. But let me see something. Give me a sec. Let me see how this looks. See? Let's see if the echo's going away. Oh, that's why we got an echo. Mama Queen ain't on today. There we go. No more echo. And sorry that y'all are 100 seconds behind. But it is what it is. I thank y'all for tuning in and rocking out here with the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show. We thank y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe button if you like to help support the show to make it a better show. It's one of two ways you can do that. If you are a small business, you can come in and you can advertise. Or if you would just like to donate and give to the show, all that information, our PayPal and our Cash App is in the description box. So I thank everybody for tuning in, rocking out with us, keeping up with us, and making this a successful show. We still working out all the kinks. I thank God for upgrading the RAM, so at least I am able to stream live somewhat. I had to go back in and probably tweak some more of the settings, so we're gonna get that done. But besides that, let us know if you in the building. Say hey, say good morning, say what you say. We welcome everybody that's coming in. Please understand the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show is a 2-aisle side. We take sides. We take opinions and comments from both sides. Okay? However, come in with facts. Because if you come in your feelings, they might get hurt. Good morning, Gap Teeth. Good morning to everybody that's here. Oh, I did say First Lady. Spoke too soon. Anyway. Maybe it's out of habit. It's just out of habit. Let's put you on vibrate. So you are silent. So you don't kill us for today. Right. So. So besides that, hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Hopefully you got some rest. Also, me and Mama Quita are fasting. We are fasting. If you would like to participate in the fast, let me know. Pretty much, well, I would say reach out to Mama Quita to get all the detailed instructions. Since this is my first time fasting, my fast takes place from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is around the times I usually want to be in trouble. Oh, you finally came up, right? So I'm fasting. So come join me and Mama Quita as we fast, as we try to, you know, get ourselves and get our lives back right and get back to where we need to be. As far as I can't see, I'll put you right there because I can't see. So we are fasting. I'm fasting from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and that's usually when I indulge in everything. So God knows what He's doing. Especially when you get a phone call that wakes you up out of your sleep for prayer. Sir, it's time for you to pray. Okay. So, with that being said, man, I thank y'all for coming in, tuning in, rocking out with us. So most definitely, today is gonna be I wouldn't say a difficult show, but it's a very enlightening show, if I say so myself. So I'm gonna start off with the inspirational rant. I put up a post a couple of days last week about the MAGA hat being considered racist. However, this post went on to say that it really exposed your hate. Here's the post itself. It says, this hat isn't a symbol of racism. It's a trigger. Oh, it says this hat isn't a symbol of racism or hate. It's a trigger for yours. It exposes you. When I put up this post, we are using the keyframes. So I put up this post, and the responses that I received from some followers that saw this post reacted just as it said. It was a trigger for their hate. Their hate began to manifest through their comments. And you can feel the tension and frustration through their words of what was being said in the comments of this post. Now, I stated back in 2016 that Trump will expose America for who she is and what she truly is. He will pull the fabric, the wool, off of America and expose her nakedness. The comments also went to state that those that are in MAGA hats are out here doing the hating. For those that wear this hat, you're doing the hating. You're racist. But what I see is those who wear this hat, which is, by the way, their First Amendment right to do so. They are the ones who are being attacked for doing so. They are the ones that are being jumped on for wearing a MAGA hat. And it doesn't just stop with the Americans, even the immigrants, as this young man right here, even the immigrants who support Donald Trump has been jumped on, beaten, given that work, as they say, for being out here, being a supporter, and wearing this hat. They're constantly being attacked. Considerably being attacked. These are the scars and the bruises that comes with wearing a hat. These are the marks that are left from behind a hat. Here's another young gentleman slashed in the face, nose broken, all behind a hat. But they claim that the ones that wear the hat are racist. But if so, then why are the ones that wear this hat are attacked, beat down, and some left for dead? Legs broken, ribs broken, face smashed in. So my question becomes, who's really doing the hating? Is this true? That this hat does not represent hate or racism, but it exposes your hate and your racism. So who's really doing the hating? Because what happens when you wear such a hat, you're considered a free thinker, someone who thinks for themselves, someone who moves for themselves, someone that can pick up a book and read for themselves. Those that once loved President Trump and admired him, accepting campaign donations, like our great friend Jesse Jackson here, fundraising donations, athletes, entertainers who frequent with him prior to his presidency, now consider him There we go. Hello? Oh, that sounds so awful. Hello, hello. But anyway, so we're here. Um, so from donations, they consider him an awful person, your celebrities, but these are the ones that admired his shoot from the hip attitude. These are the ones that admired his uh, brutal honesty. Now it's considered hate rhetoric and every phobia that you can think of. What's even funny is those who have been fed the hate or to dislike Trump were raised with the same values that he's pushing for, as in Mr. John Legend, who comes out and speak highly against Donald Trump now. But as you can see in the picture, everybody loves Donald Trump. However, because of government creation of and government salvation of the family breakdown, many have come accustomed to astray from the values that we were once raised on. Yes. So handouts have become better than doing it yourself. Wedlock has become better than marriage. Government assistance has become better than having a man at home. But I digress. But the word of God says, aka the Bible, speaks of the end time, where men being lazy, women ruling, 7 women to 1 man, hearts growing cold, and my favorite that I see daily. Oh, my favorite that I see so much is the delusion of truth, where it states that God will send a strong delusion over the people for not believing the truth but believing a lie. And this delusion will allow the people to continue to believe the lie because they hate the truth. Well, I'm here to expose the truth. Neighborhoods are now desolate and in dismay, full of poverty and crime. Not because of the president, but because of the local people you don't vote for. Your mayors, your city councils, your sheriffs, your judges, your commissioners, and so forth. These are the ones who control everything around you. And if you really want to stop the hate, then how about we look at those that are the closest to us? Because now it's funny how once a man can be so admired by so many people. Hey, Mama Quita, can you hear me now, Mama Quita? I've been fighting with the mic. So now, for a man who was once hated by the same people, like Combs, Serena, beloved by our leaders, beloved by our ministers, those that we looked up to, those that we would never think would shake hands and swear to God that, oh my God, I would never run with this guy. Well, it's all a lie. And we've been lied to. And because we have been lied to, well, you're now in a strong delusion. Because what I can tell you is this. One party in America wants to be America with its states, with its cities. One party in America wants to be America and experience everything that the Constitution was founded upon for all of its citizens, regardless of skin color, regardless of where you come from. What's going on? Regardless of skin tone, regardless of skin color, there's one party that wants to keep America America and keep America great. But then you have another party that believes in one world government. That party right there, those people, the two in the middle, the party that they represent, the party that they uphold, the two that's in the middle, those Clintons, they represent a party that wants to help set the stage for one world government, one world religion, and one world currency. You know, the mark of the Antichrist that John speaks about in Revelation. That's who they are. But pray to God and ask Him to show you which way to go. Ask Him for guidance. Ask Him for understanding. Ask Him to lead you to all truth and where you need to be. Because He will. Don't believe the hype. Because there's an agenda on the table. And as I've showed you, everybody who wants you to hate this man, everybody who wants you to feel some type of way about this man, well, as y'all can see, they were best friends. They were great. They believed in each other. Now, he's everything that they can't stand. He's everything that they hate. But does that MAGA hat, is it really racist? Is the question. Because from what I've seen, this hat isn't racist. It's not a symbol of hate. It's not a symbol of separation. But what I have noticed is that it does expose the hate in you. And that's my inspirational rant for this morning.
We're back. Wake
on the show live with first black governor. Yes. Here's a new one from my man Glenn Travis. Feel my love. We'll be back right after this.
But you showed me if I only just find the faith I need to believe. And I get possible. You want it bad enough. But this high, that's your limit. Incredible. Still, see, I'm stressed.
Good. Welcome to the watch. Thank you. Am I late for the psych class? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's cool already. No problem. What about Rob class that's after? Let me look. Say that's booked also. Man, I can't never seem to get in. To ymcaatlanta.org/schedule. Sign up, create your profile, locate the room to your family, then locate the class you wish to attend. And for that, and if you're on the waiting list, you'll be notified email that you've been added. And you also your spot be. Great. Let me get registered. So let me do register so you don't miss out on your favorite classes. So you say you're here for Rob and the cycling class, right? Yeah, classes. Right. Next time you want to bring another towel. They working you like that? Yeah, they work you like that. Yo is Mamita. Y'all know what time it is. Chiquita. Love series. Mamita. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Welcome back to the WakeBake and Coffee Morning Show, man. We're here. We going to keep running through the kinks. We're gonna keep running through the kinks. I'm gonna keep running through the kinks. They shut my mic down. I might have to just pay this computer off and then just go drop the 450 that I saw yesterday and go get me a brand new one. But I can't make that move until I sit down and speak and have that conversation. Until I could sit down and speak and have that conversation. Sad. I can't make a move because when God talks to you, you have to be obedient. So, with that being said, I had to have a conversation. Probably when I get off the show. I don't know how she's gonna feel about it. I don't know what she's gonna say. I'm a little nervous, but I might just have to put myself out there like that. Anyway, so with that being said, Weezer, we gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. So I thank y'all for tuning in, rocking out with us, man, here on the WakeBake and Coffee Morning Show, with all our hiccups, with all our setbacks, with all our everything. But I thank y'all so much for sticking it out with us, rocking it out with us, frozen or not, down or not. I appreciate y'all being here. But we're gonna get it back running the way it needs to be, even if that means I have to put myself in a faith. Actually, I'm just gonna step out on faith and do what I need to do, and I know God is gonna take care of the rest. However, even though I'm gonna step out on faith and do what it is I need to do, I still gotta consult. I still got to have that conversation. Hopefully she understands. So anyway, on on to the show. On to the show. So now it's time for Miss Portia Kirkland words of wisdom. Um, she's gonna kill me. I know she is, but it's okay. I mean, it's cute and funny to me, but you have to be obedient and still do what it is you're supposed to do, and act and do what it is that you're supposed to do. Um, but besides that, so moving on. Um, yeah. Whew. Miss Portia Kirkland words of wisdom for today. Uh, ever since Adam and Eve bit into well, they said forbidden apple. It never said it was an apple. It just said it was a fruit. So I'm not gonna say apple. I'm gonna just say fruit. Bit into the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden. We have been trying to cover up our sin nature, not with fig leaves, but with our accomplishments. We think that if we become millionaires, sign a record deal, get 100,000 Instagram followers, or write a classic novel, then we will be able to mask our human condition. Essentially, we use our work as a means of saving ourselves. Hmm. To cover up our sins, we do that through our accomplishments. While we're sinning through the accomplishment. Hmm. We don't hide ourselves. We don't say we're naked now. We don't go run and jump and hide. We don't do that. Okay. Y'all saying I'm not getting a lot of stuff. It's okay. So, I'm sorry, I just got a message from YouTube. Um, but ever since Adam and Eve bit into the forbidden fruit, we've tried to cover up our sinful nature. But in covering, we have uncovered. And in most cases, not only have we uncovered our sinful nature, it has become common. And it is the thing to do. As I said in the inspirational rant, it is better now to have handouts than to do it yourself. It is now better to have wedlock than to be married. This is where we are. And we will use our accomplishments or the things that we have done to try to hide our sinful nature, not knowing that even in the accomplishments that we are doing to hide, we're committing sin in the accomplishment. Stay out of trouble. What I do now? I didn't do anything. I I didn't stay out of trouble. What I do now, Mama Quita? Mama Quita, what did I do now to be in trouble? Um so Sometimes a lot of us, we try to hide our sinful nature through our accomplishments. But some of us use sin to become a millionaire. Some of us participate in sin in order to get that record deal, or promote sin to get the record deal. Some of us promote sin or engage in sinful acts to get 800,000 Instagram subscribers. What is our classic novel truly about? What are we promoting? What rhetoric are we putting to the public? We feel that we can mask our human condition, but God sees all, in between and outer. Everything God sees. But are you truly hiding your sins through your accomplishments? And take a look at your accomplishments. How are your accomplishments being accomplished? Are they blessed by God? Or, 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 or are they blessed by Satan? Because in order for you to cover up your sinful nature with your accomplishments, most of your accomplishments were gained through sinful nature. Whether it was a little lie, a little cheating, a little of this, a little of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A lot of the times, yeah. So, Jesus. Whew. So yeah. Also, um, this is seed timing. This is the time to plant good seeds. This is the time that you plant things in the earth. Um, so get your mind right and your prayer life up. And don't think that you can swap accomplishments for sin, because you will eventually end up bringing your sinful nature into your accomplishments. And then God will eventually cut off the faucet. However, so that's Miss Portia Kirkman words of wisdom. So y'all know what we do. We're gonna take us a break, and we'll be back with more of the WakeBake and Coffee Morning Show. Right after this. All people on the night shift, late drivers are burning, the night hawk, the creepers, heading home from the car, or you just up doing wrong folks too. Need to tune in to the hottest radio personality in the ATL, Big Break Van Group, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Magic 105 975, the real of Atlanta. Basketball season is returning to the annual Walter Young Family YMCA. Ages range from 14. Registration begins August 12th and ends November the 2nd. There's a $100 registration fee for children. Payment plans and scholarships are available for those who qualify. Parents, register in person at 22 Hamilton Road, Southwest Atlanta, or online at ymcaregistration.com. Let's team up with a perfect season with the Andrew Young Family YMCA Youth Basketball. Each year, teaches millions of children how to swim. Swim starters, ages 6 months, 3 years old. Swim basics, ages 3 years old and up. Swim stroke, age 3 years old. All you have to do is go to ymcaatlanta.org to register. The Y is here for good. Y'all know what time
In the moment, you know this is something bigger than must be. Unblessed, give me a reason to leave it. If I want to keep you, then I got to love harder. I gotta love you, and if I really need you, I gotta to love harder. Take behind if you know about me and choose to stay and take this pleasure and take with the pain. And in the moment you mind your lips when I get you on and you know it's real. Can you feel the pressure between your hips? I'll make you feel like the first time. And if I want to keep you, I gotta love you harder. I gotta love you harder. And if I really need you, I gotta love you harder. Love you harder. Love you, so what do I do if you can't figure out? I gotta try again. Oh. So what do I do if I can't figure out? So leave again. Said I gotta love you. Said I gotta love you. If I really need you, I got to love you harder. Want me, I gotta to love you harder. I could be more really need you. I gotta to love harder. Love you
Yes. Sean Isaac. Will love you harder. It's funny to hear those words. Love you harder. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's funny to hear those words. Love you harder. Especially after I went into prayer. And sometimes they say, stick around. Stick around while you're in prayer. Because God has a word for you. Or He will speak to you. And when God speaks to you, sometimes you just gotta listen. You gotta listen. And it's crazy to play this song. And I was in prayer this morning, and and I went and I sat in silence. And when I went and when I sat in silence, that's when I began to hear God speak. Um, First thing that came to my spirit was love her harder, treat her right, for she's fragile. but she's my child. Don't disrespect my daughter. Don't hurt my daughter. For she is my child. But love her harder. The way I built you and designed you to love. And to love someone harder. It also hit me that she will bring me closer to God. Good morning, Stevie Steve. She will bring me closer. Not only will she bring me closer, but I need to listen. And I need to take heed to what she says. Don't argue with her. Don't overtalk her. Don't feel that I'm always right. But listen to her. Lead her. Guide her. But go to her and seek things. And definitely pray as I have instructed her to pray and ask for all things first before you do anything. And go back and put your plastic on as a symbol that you're waiting and you're holding and preserving yourself. And to show that you will keep your word, that you will wear it once the plastic is replaced with the real one. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you harder. Oh man. Good morning, Stevie Steve. That was my little time with God this morning. I don't even think I should have shared that with nobody. But I played the song and it just dawned on me when I heard you just have to love you harder. Right. So besides that, moving right along, moving. Home training. Profiting off home training. I'm pretty sure y'all like, God, what are you talking about, God? Listen, profit. There are people out here profiting off your home training. There are people out here that's profiting off of home training. Whether your home training is good, is bad, or is ugly, they're profiting off of your home training. What are you talking about, God? What do you mean? Well, I've had conversations with people who are in power positions. And these people that are in power positions say that they profit off of the home training of those who are not properly home trained. Certain home training that people don't get, that they should have, that they make money off of, building programs to help people, this, that, and the third. But what they have learned is this, that those that live within the inner city or certain inner cities, and you know who those people are, they have found out that every Friday, not every other Friday, not one Friday out of the month, but every Friday, every Friday. Some people in this country spend over $2 billion every Friday because of the home training that they have. So people have decided to profit off of this home training. The key is they want better for the people that they profit off of. But however, because the people that they profit off of does not want better, they refuse to give better. So they place things in their environment to profit. And if you just happen to ride through any neighborhood that has a lot of people who look like me in it, everything there is to take away from us or to take away from that environment. It is not to give and to put into that environment, but it's to take away. Think about it. All of the store owners don't live in the community. All of the teachers don't live in the community. Anybody with any leadership role or anybody who profits does not live in the community. They only come to the community because there's a profit there. Because the home training that is received is a home training of spending, not investing, having, but not establish. That is the home training that they are receiving. They are taught to constantly spend. They are taught to destroy and not to build. They are taught to wait instead of moving. This is the home training that people profit off of every day in the inner city. And the reason they are able to profit is because of the home training. It's okay to have babies out of wedlock because we will provide a program for that. It's okay to break down the family. We have programs for that. It's okay that there's no grocery stores in your community because we profit off of that with all of the things that you don't need, like unhealthy fast food. But everything that's in your community has been given to you based on your home training. Because again, your home training is not to invest and to build and to grow. It is to spend and destroy and to settle for what is given you, not what you work for. One simple thing from the home training is the guy that's running for president, the Asian guy, the that fool, him, the one that wants to give out the UMI, the Universal Monthly Income. So what they did was they tested this out in Mississippi, and they went into the inner city, and they had 20 women, 20 single mothers, all in poverty. They gave them $1,000 a month. The only thing that these women could think of, talk about, say that they're down with, was how is they gonna get their next $1,000. When asked about investments and saving, they said they saved none. But they said just having the women sit around and talk, just to listen to what they would say, it was all about how they spent the money. Their hair, their nails, their new outfits, their new shoes, their Jordans. They did this, they bought that, they got cars they couldn't afford. They did all of this stuff. They didn't find a better place to live. They didn't save to invest. They didn't take an idea that God planted in them to say, hey, with this $1,000 a month, maybe I could take 200 and put it towards something better. No. So the survey showed that people who receive things for free don't value it because they didn't have to work for it. But this is your home training. This is the new home training that is given to our people. And people profit off of this mindset, this home training. That, hey, you don't have to get a job, you can sell drugs. Guess what? I profit off you through the police and sending you to prison for selling drugs. Not knowing that I also bring the drugs in that you sell. So I profit on you on the front end and the back end. I know that you won't take your drug money and build grocery stores. You won't build or create legal jobs. So I bring people from other places to come in and open up stores and take your money. And then come invest that money where I'm at, away from where you are. All based on your home training. Because the home training now is smoke weed, sell drugs, you ain't got to go to school, you can have babies, the government will take care of you, you don't need a man. And listen, we trapping, we getting money. And as the song say, can't nobody tell me nothing. So nobody can tell you anything. So you do it your way, based on the home training that you're given. And a lot of this home training that you're given all stems from one word. One word. One spiritual word. One word that God do not like. He only told you to do this one word when it comes to him. And that one word, I'll even type it in the comments. That one word is called fear. Fear will kill faster than a bullet. Alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, gangs, guns, suicide. Fear has killed more people in this world than anything that you can possibly think of that is the number one killer in this world. Fear. The reason it's easy to profit off your home training is because of fear. Some people fear happiness. Some people fear being joy. Some people fear good things happening to them. Some people fear success. Some people fear money. And success and money is the greatest fear. This is why sometimes parents can kill a child's dream. I heard a pastor say that when he was in the street selling drugs and he was out there in the world, they had this one guy that they refused to let come on the block because they believed that he can be somebody. They believed in him. They knew he could be better than out here selling drugs. But because his mother feared him leaving, going to college, doing something with his life, because his mother feared, she in turn, through her home training, put the fear in the son. And what happened then? Well, pretty much fear came upon him. Now, he in return hit the block. And in return, going to jail. Killed what God had laid out for him. Killed whatever he would have produced for the kingdom. Killed it dead. Fear. The greatest thing that plagues our community. fear. The greatest thing that kills any type of upbringing, uprising. Great example, y'all fear white people killing y'all for being great. This is what you fear. So you don't build another Black Wall Street. Oh, why blacks don't build another Wall Street? Oh, because white people gonna come in and they gonna take it down. They gonna kill us. They gonna blah 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 blah. They gonna destroy it. Fear. You're psychologically scared. And once you're psychologically scared, you pretty much have killed everything. You're scared to leave your neighborhood. Fear. Scared to go on the other side of town. Oh, they don't. Boy, look, they don't let us come over there. Fear. And by you being afraid, and by fear being taught down the road, generation after generation after generation, this is the reason we don't and we haven't prospered. We haven't moved or elevated to the level that God decided that we should be at because we're scared. We are fearful. Oh, if we build this, they'll take it. Oh, if we do this, they'll do that. Oh, we can't do that because they'll do this. Fear. And that fear trickles back down into the home training. And once you train a child to be fearful, he will live his life in fear. He will never want to accomplish anything or be set out to do something because he's already been psychologically programmed to be scared. This is our home training. This is what we're given. This is what they're putting on the table. This is what they're saying about us. Fear. Fear has killed the growth of the Black community. Fear has killed family. Think about it. You're afraid to stand up and be a man. You're afraid to stand up and handle your responsibility. You are afraid because you fear what other people are going to say. You're afraid and fear that it will kill your reputation. You are upset and afraid and fear of how you would look doing it right. You're afraid that you might lose some friends because you now decide that you love Jesus. You are afraid to build and to accomplish because you worry about what someone else is going to say. You're afraid. God say, I don't do scared business. I do the impossible business. And I'm not saying that you won't be a little afraid. You won't have a little fear. You won't hesitate just a little bit because you will. Joseph, Moses, even Jesus questioned when it was time to even get up on the cross. Wait a minute. You can't move this cup from over me? No? Okay. I got it. Paul, Peter, Daniel, Matthew, John, everybody experienced some type of fear. But fear only comes when you don't have a solid foundation to stand on. We teach fear. We teach fear of everything. Black people teach fear of everything. You're scared of dogs. We're so superstitious. Can't walk on the ladder. You can't step on the crack. You break your mama back. You can't don't don't go in the bathroom with the lights closed because they gonna get you.
I mean, got these teeth breaking down. Whenever around, won't ask for help because I'm too loud. Lord, you see me on my mask. Hey, you know that I won't laugh. You say slow down, move fast. I'm chasing love to the cash. I'm trying to hide and then I crash. Your list the only thing that asks. You know my future seems past. And you see when I'm running out of gas. Cannot hide from you. Even mess you me through. Saying I'm out, but you'll be done. Mess up, I jump down. But I can't make it without you. Can't take without you. Been feeling without you. I can't make it without you. Can't make it without you. Been without you. I come far to turn around. You brought me here, won't let me down. I come far to turn around. You brought me here, won't let me down. No, I can make it without you.
That was my man Marcus Rogers with Without You. Welcome back to the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show. We are here. So, we're talking about profiting off your home training and fear. And the reason why people can't profit off your home training is due to you being scary as hell. The fear that has been pumped into you. Somehow, some way, y'all have allowed this to happen. What I've learned is the reason why most people have the greatest fear is because of their lack of faith. If you truly had faith, faith means to believe in those things to come to pass that aren't seen and to live as it has already happened. So I live as I'm already got billions in the bank, driving a nice car, got the big house to house me and future wife, 6 children. Even though by that time 4 be gone out the house. I only really have the house 2, but I need enough space for everybody. Okay? So, with that being said, if I lived in fear, I wouldn't come on this show every day and push. If I lived in fear, I wouldn't have this banner. If I lived in fear, I wouldn't take the first step to invest in me and what God has given me. And if I lived in fear, I would not be able to accept the help that He would send my way because then I'd be scared that Fred gonna take all my damn money because you live in fear. And usually because most people live in fear, then it's easy for people like Fred to come in and profit off your home training because your home training is based on fear. You're scared to build a Black Wall Street, as I stated earlier. You're scared to do that because you fear that the white man's going to blow it up and shut it down. You're scared to build your own communities because you become comfortable of living in trash and filth. And you're afraid of what might get taken away. You're afraid to be a wife, to be a good mother, marry the father of your children because you're afraid that they would take away your Section 8 and your food stamps. You were fearful of doing what's righteous because it's easier to do what's wrong. Because you have been taught to live in fear, which will bring you around to living and doing wrong. As Miss Portia Kirkland said in her words of wisdom this morning, we tend to cover up our sin nature with our accomplishments. But as I said on top of that, a lot of our accomplishments come, even though we're trying to cover up a sinful nature, with our accomplishments, a lot of accomplishments are accomplished through a sinful nature. God don't do scary cats. You fear. Why are you so scared? What it is that you worry about? Or have you just become comfortable in your great home training? Because as they say, not one Friday out of the month, not every other week, but every Friday, they're guaranteed to make $2 billion just in a fearful community alone. $2 billion every Friday. Not once a year, not once every 6 months, not once a month, not once a quarter. Every Friday. So, 3 days ago, $2 billion was spent. And 4 days from now, they're looking for another $2+ billion to be spent. And then 7 days from there, there's another. So let's do the math. That's $8 billion a month. But the home training that you have, that is so deep rooted in fear, you're afraid to take them $8 billion and do what's righteous. You're afraid to take them $8 billion and bill. You're afraid to take them $8 billion and pull yourself up. You're afraid. So I can't be mad at you. But what I've learned is, because you are afraid to take them $2 billion and put it to good work, I know people who take your $2 billion and then use it against you. And then they profit off you. Mm-hmm. And then, as I said earlier, they get you in the beginning and at the end, because they invest them $2 billion in the dope that you sell. And then turn around and lock you up for selling the dope that they just sold you, that they just still getting. So they getting their money from the front and the back. Because when you go to jail, they making a profit because they got to dress you, they got to house you, they provide the soap, they provide the water, they built the building, they give you the clothes. Bob Barker made a killing off the prison system with draws, t-shirts, and the Bob. And if you know what I'm talking about, they call them the Bob Barkers. It's them little slippers you put on. Toothpaste, soap, toothbrushes. Listen, the price has always been right. Because your home training was based on fear. The price has always been right because of your fear. Because you're scared.
Ooh, you just added a shake into the WakeBake. Shake 'em up. Shake 'em up. Sorry.
It's okay. That's how live studio audience. I told you we was moving up in the world. Your home training has trained you to be fearful. It's trained you to be scared. And because you live in fear, the price is always right for someone else. It's easy for someone that don't look like you. Or even if they do kind of favor you, they not you. And they come in and they profit daily. There's nothing healthy for you where you live, because shit, y'all ain't half you don't even have a grocery store where you live. But you got a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Wendy's, a China. You got 5, 6, 7 Chinese spots, a couple Japanese spots. You got a check cashing place that charges you for something that you could have easily just had direct deposit and got all your money. But because y'all like to spend out of fear, and because your home training says It's better to be fly. It's better to be broke and look good than to dress nice and have money for investments. Y'all don't invest. Y'all spend, but you don't invest. And you're scared because your home training has built you to live in a world of fear. Now, how do we correct this? Some people may disagree with me on this one, but this is just the basis and the foundation of the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show. First way to get out of your fear is to only fear God. Line yourself up right. Turn yourself back to Him. Because the first thing He gonna let you know is the only thing that you should fear is Him. You shouldn't fear no man, nobody walking on this planet. Because He says no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That includes those that make money off your stupidity and your home training. That will eventually not prosper against you. But the reason it does is because you lack a strong foundation. Secondly, after you get that part right with your life, and you find, just leave it open, and you find yourself back in the bosoms of God, back in Jesus being in your life, and you realize that you only should fear God Himself, well, then that means that you now have to follow and obey God's word. Building a family, the nuclear family, will kill a lot of fear. Understanding your purpose in life will kill a lot of fear. Understanding your roles in this world, understanding your destiny, understand that you have a calling upon your life will kill all fear. I'm not saying that you won't have a little nervousness. I'm not saying that you won't shake just a little bit. And I'm not saying that God would tell you to go somewhere and it will literally scare the hell out you. But to know where your help and your faith comes from will keep you grounded and focused. And then, and only then, will it be hard for someone to talk you out of your fear. Then, and only then, will it be hard for someone to kill your fear. Because at that time, you're not living in fear, but you're living by faith. And to live by faith, well, that's powerful. Because to live by faith and to truly believe in God, well, that means that you don't worry about the naysayers. Because if God say yes, no man can say no. If God can say yes, if God can open the door, no man can shut it. If God can shut the door, no man can open it. He said for Jesus is divine, and you could be a branch. And if He abide in you, you abide in Him. Whatever you ask, you can have. So, how do you get over fear? Well, God is the only way to get over fear. God is the only way that can rebuild your neighborhood. God said that He's the only one that can help you in these trying times. Because He also said that there will be a generation that he was sent back to Egypt by ship. And what he meant by Egypt was he is going to send a generation back into slavery, back into bondage by ship because they turned away from him. Turning away from him now, 400 years later, still has you living in fear and still make you the most profitable group of people there is. Because your home training is not the training that you should be giving. Your home training is a training of fear. Because you fear to do what's right. You fear to do what you're really called. You fear to do what God has set to be president in your life. This is what you fear. This is why people walk with, some people carry guns because they're scared. This is why police officers shoot people because they're scared. This is why black on black crime is at a high time rate because you're scared. Fear brings anger. Anger brings hate. So when you have fear, that brings anger. That will eventually produce hate. This is the home training that you're passing down to your children and your grandchildren and your cousins and your friends and those that are around you because you are afraid of the truth. You're afraid of living righteously because it goes against the everyday narrative and norm that you are told. And it's okay. And it is cool. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to answer for your fear. You're going to have to answer for accepting and acknowledging your home training. You're going to have to answer to everything. You have to answer. You will answer. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. So this is where we are. We are in a place where fear has become the new norm. And if fear brings anger, and if anger brings hate, and if this has become the new norm, this is now the new narrative. This is what is being taught. And some people will make the price so right off of your fear. But the reason why you fear is due to your lack of knowledge. And as the word would say, my people perish due to a lack of knowledge. My people have perished because they have turned away from God and his understanding. For Satan is the author of confusion. For he came to kill, steal, and destroy. So when you see killing, when you see stealing, and when you see things being destroyed, then you know that that is not of God, but the works of Satan. God is completely the opposite. But because you have been taught fear, which leads to anger, which leads to hate, then it's easy for you to turn your back on God, which makes it twice as hard. What makes it twice as easier for your enemy to profit off of you. You make it very easy. Very easy. And the thing is, how long will we allow this to be this way? We'll be back.
All I see is bloods. Got no time for stressing. Don't believe in failures in my list only lust. They just making room for what I'm on now. I don't got a clue, but I know the one who does know how. Oh wow. It's like I'm learning the game with the guy already on down. Destiny has my name, what's coming, it'll never go. I hope that we all be alright. We gon' do it takes us all night. No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see the blessings coming my way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blessing on blessing. I can see the blessings coming our way. Blessings on blessings. Yeah, I can see blessings coming our way. And say life's been perfect, cause life's been worth it. Because of who he is working. I'm living up for my God, and I'm living in that feeling. No, it's no. He's working me and molding me. He wants me to be alright. We gon' make it through if it's on. No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see blessings coming our way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way, our way, our way. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way.
To set up an appointment because they believe everyone can lead a happy, productive life free of violence. Y'all know what time it is. Mama Queen. You know what time it is. Mama Queen. Love theory. Mama Queen. You know what time it is. Oh man, y'all know what time it is, man. We about to get in close up out of here, but it's offering time. And the difference between me and the church is during their offering time, they pass around a plate and collect one. I asked you earlier if you would like to give to the show. You can donate to our PayPal or our Cash App. But right now, this offering time is not to collect.
It's about to be real good to me. Oh, we are desperate. We are waiting for you. So have your way. This is our prayer. This is our plea. God, we are desperate. We are waiting for you. So have your way. Have your way. Come on, you got this time. We are desperate. We are waiting for you, Lord. Have your way. Oh, we are desperate. We are waiting on you, Lord. Have your way.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna say have. We have,
We have.
but that's some.
Yeah, you know, relationships is hard. Welcome back to the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show. I thank y'all for tuning in and rocking out with us today. Listen, I'm sorry for all the skipping. And I'm going to try my best to get it back to how it was before season 3 started. I don't know what God got planned for season 3, but we going to get it right. So one thing I can say, a couple of things that, you know, I was told that some people were proud of me of, especially the one that's closest to me. She told me she was proud that I wasn't on here screaming, cursing, and fussing and calling YouTube out of their name and throwing the laptop around. You know, how I used to do when I didn't get my way, when I used to catch a temper tantrum. Because I used to get mad because, well, at that time we was getting flagged and kicked off of Facebook. So, so I had a right to be upset. I was being flagged. I was being mistreated. Because what people don't know about the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show is we are a show that believe in hearing from both sides. We are not a one-sided show. We like to hear from both sides. Whether you agree or disagree, we welcome it all. Only thing we say is you can't disrespect the people in the comments. Now, you can call me out of my name. Me, you can say I'm stupid, I'm an idiot, I'm an a-hole. You can go down the whole list of names for me. But what we don't tolerate, don't sweat my cane good too hard. I don't want it to fall. But when it comes to Chiquita and those that are in the description box and those that are typing and those that are making comments, there will be no disrespecting each other. There will be no name calling with each other. But however, we are a place where both sides can be heard. And our foundation is based on Jesus Christ. Even though sometimes you may say, God, there's nothing about you that says Jesus at all. And I told y'all, I'm very transparent. I'm just getting started. So I still punch you in your mouth and still love you all at the same time. But that's just me. Mama Quita love you. Love you, love you. Me, on the other hand, I guess I'm being just a little too transparent. But besides that, I do thank y'all for tuning in and rocking out with us today. Our time is up, man. You know, so make sure that y'all do something righteous with your life today. Find God if you can. Accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Do something righteous with someone. Love somebody. Help somebody. Be grateful. Be thankful for the little things that you have. And start being grateful and thankful for the things that you want to have and live as they have already come. That is something spiritual that God put in this earth. Whatever you sow, so shall you reap. And if you're not sowing anything, then why you think you're going to reap anything? And be careful of what you sow. Because regardless of what you sow, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, you're going to reap good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. So be mindful of what you put in the ground. Be mindful of what you plant spiritually, because you do reap what you sow. So love somebody today. Hug somebody today. Be good to somebody today. Don't curse nobody out in traffic. If they cut you off, instead of screaming and hollering, just say Jesus love you. This is to keep your peace, because the enemy knows how to take your peace. The enemy knows how to come at you. The enemy knows your weakness. That's why I wear this, to keep away my weakness. Well, I ain't gonna even say a weakness. It's more so it's easier to try me that way. But what he has learned is I will punch you in your face. So that has now become my new weakness. Not punching you in your face. So we all have something that we have to work on. We all have something that we have to do. Also, if I don't know why I've been choking all day. Also, especially when I start talking about the fast, maybe it ain't meant for me to mention it. Also, if you would like to participate in the fast that me and Mama Quita's doing, reach out to Miss Quita, reach out to Quita, and see how you can join in the fast. It's only for 3 days. Mine started last night. I even got woke up out of my sleep for prayer. I was on my way to sleep, so they caught me in the beginning. But it is what it is. So my fasting starts at 6, from 6 at night to 6 p.m., which is, God has a funny way of doing things, because that's usually when I'm doing other stuff I ain't got no business doing. I'm usually out doing things that I shouldn't be doing. But however the case may be, it is what it is. So join the fast. Listen, also, I know Miss Erica, her week of no meat is coming up real soon. Soon as I get the information of the new week, the week of no meat, we will bring that on the show. So this is so we can live healthy, grow healthy. To all of those that, if you are a small business and you would like advertisement ran, you can find us in the description box all the way at the bottom. Hit us up on our, send me an email, and we can go from there about you being advertised. If you would like to donate and sponsor the show, you can do so through the PayPal or the Cash App. Just make sure you put donation in the comments, so we'll know what they are. And besides that, don't forget to hit the like button, and definitely hit the subscribe button. And when you hit the subscribe button, hit that little notification bell. And when you hit the bell, click all. This is so you can know when we coming on live, and so you can also know when we do the pop-up videos that we've done. And if you haven't seen the new pop-up videos, go back and watch Quita's pop-up video on how to be the side chick, which I should have put how not to be the side chick. But anyway, go back and watch it. It's it's short, but it's very deep. And also my pop-up video from Saturday on Edon Coleman and his foolishness and his fake racist attack. He did another Josie Smollett. He lied about being attacked by MAGA folks. I need for y'all to stop this foolishness. Because as I said in the inspirational rant this morning, this hat isn't a symbol of racism or hate. It just triggers yours, and it exposes your racism and your hate from the things that you have been taught. And if you didn't catch the inspirational rant,